Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope everything's good wherever you are. Guys, as always, smash the like button on this video. Let's try getting over 100 likes on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. Share the videos as I always ask you guys to help grow the channel. Guys, I want to get straight into this video because I've just seen a podcast, Shawn Porter's podcast. Go watch it if you haven't. They've just put up a video probably about, by the time this video gets out, probably about an hour and a half ago, or an hour and 15 minutes, or over an hour ago, and it was about Beterbiev and Canelo. And I say you go and watch that. Now, I agree with some points of what video they were saying in the video. You guys will actually... you know, the video, basically, Shawn Porter, 3 of them on there. One of them, I think, believes worked for Fight Hype. Shawn Hotel, is it? I think that's his name. And Shawn Porter, and I think there is other 2 mates. One of the mates wasn't sure about Canelo and Beterbiev in the sense that he thought Beterbiev's dangerous for Canelo, like his power, his strength. He's a better boxer than what people give him credit for. But Shawn Porter actually said that he thinks Canelo will make it easy work. And that Beterbiev's an easy fight. Now, I don't agree with that, because they were saying that, one of Shawn Porter's mates said that the guys that give Canelo trouble are the slick guys, the guys that move around. I don't agree with that. I think Canelo's game has improved so much where I don't think he has trouble with slick. Yeah, he has a little bit of trouble with slick guys, but I think he's improved where he can batter those guys, especially if those guys have no power. I think in order for that style to be successful against Canelo now, you have to have power. And I don't think the guys that are in around his weight class, the slick guys that have got the power to keep Canelo off. You're going to have power to keep Canelo at bay. If you haven't got power, you're not going to be able to keep Canelo at bay. Simple as that. Simple as that. If you haven't got power, you can't hurt Canelo. If you haven't got power, you cannot beat Canelo. In my opinion, you just can't. I actually disagree with what was being said on the podcast from what that guy said, that, only slick guys, because I think Canelo's improved massively. And I think if you're a slick guy that hasn't got power, you can't beat Canelo. In my opinion, the Beterbiev style is the style that's going to beat Canelo. That and the Golovkin style. Because people talk about, oh, well, Floyd. Forget Floyd. That was ages ago. And that was Floyd, one of the greatest ever. You're not going to get a fighter like that, like Floyd. Forget that fight. He's beaten every other slick style. Yeah, the Lara fight was close. But again, that was ages ago. Let those fights go. They were a long time ago. Long time ago. It really frustrates me when people bring up those fights. They were a long time ago. A long time ago. And there's no one really that slick as good as those guys. Let those fights go. The Mayweather fight. And the Mayweather's once in a generational fighter. You ain't going to get a fighter like that. You let that fight go. For me, I think the style that's going to beat Canelo is the Beterbiev style. Now, do I pick Beterbiev to beat him? No, I think there's a lot of fans that do think Beterbiev beats him. We've had that discussion, and actually a lot of Canelo fans think Beterbiev beats him. But I agree with some of what was being said on there. They said Beterbiev's got a lot of power. There's no doubt about it. He's got a lot of power. But Canelo is so much better in Beterbiev in so many other departments. The difference in power between Canelo and Beterbiev isn't as big as the difference that Canelo has over Beterbiev in other departments like speed, defense, counter-punching ability. Canelo is so, the defensive ability is very important because Canelo makes you miss a lot and then he makes you pay. So there's areas that Canelo has such a vast advantage over Beterbiev than what Beterbiev's strength is, which is going to be power. I don't think there's that much of a gulf as much as what Canelo has over Beterbiev in other departments. However, for them to say that Canelo would make that easy work, nah. Canelo couldn't make Golovkin easy work both times. This guy's bigger than Golovkin. I don't think he's as... Well, I'll say this. I don't think he's as technically as good as Golovkin is, but I think the size advantage that he has over Golovkin will make it just as hard, if not harder. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So although Beterbiev isn't as in my opinion, is technically as good as Golovkin, I think the size advantage he has will make it even harder for Canelo, because Beterbiev's big. Beterbiev, not just he's massive, like his body size, he's a big guy. For me, he's built like Canelo, but he's just bigger. He's taller. He's, he's more powerful than Golovkin. Like that's gonna make it tough. So, but I disagree. I just can't see. I can't see how that. And I know you guys will agree with me on this. I can't see how that's an easy fight for Canelo. I just can't. Do I think Canelo might stop Beterbiev? Possibly, yes. Because later down, but I think Canelo's going to have to go through fire. There's no way Canelo could make that guy easy work. If you look at a lot of Canelo's fights, a lot of them are not easy. They're tough. Unless he's fighting like a Yildirim or Rocky Fielding. But anyone that Canelo's fought, even Billy Joe, although he made it easy in the end and he was always going to win, and against Clay LePlante, he was always going to win. But while the fight's going on, it's not easy. Now, Beterbiev's a lot better than those guys. He presents a different style, a horrible style. Beterbiev's got a horrible style. He cuts off the ring. And the other thing is, like I said, the power. Is Canelo going to be able to hurt Beterbiev? I believe so. But if he's not able to hurt Beterbiev, then Canelo's got a problem. Do you understand? So there's a lot for a fight like that. The reason why it's such a good fight and such a hard fight to predict, because there's a lot of questions that need to be answered. Is Canelo's chin going to stand up? We would say yes. Is Beterbiev going to be too big, too strong? Is his power going to hurt Canelo? Is Canelo going to be able to hurt Beterbiev? There's a lot of things. There's a lot of questions that, need to be answered. Do you understand? That's why it makes that fight 50-50. Now, of course, when you look at Canelo's skills overall, for me, Canelo's a better fighter than Beterbiev. He has better skills all over, the board. Canelo's a better fighter. But what you've got to understand is Beterbiev's also a very good fighter. And I don't think Beterbiev is as bad defensively. I've gone watched back his fights. Beterbiev is very hard to hit him. When he's coming forward very intelligently. It's not that easy to catch him. He's a very good body puncher. He's got power in both hands. You see, that's not an easy fight for anybody. He's strong. He's physically very, very strong. So I disagree. I don't think Canelo makes easy work of Beterbiev. I don't. I just can't see how he makes easy work. Like, do I think Canelo wins? Yes. But making easy work of Beterbiev? Nah. Canelo didn't make easy work of Kovalev, did he? That wasn't easy. See, what do you consider easy? Just because somebody knocks somebody out, that doesn't mean it's easy. When Andre Ward fought Kovalev, Andre Ward stopped Kovalev in this. Well, that wasn't easy, was it? Andre Ward was losing that fight. This is the first Andre Ward fight. That was hard. Just because a guy forces a stoppage later on in the fight doesn't mean it's easy. I'm telling you, Canelo's going to have to go through fire in that fight. There's no way that fight's easy. I've been watching enough boxing to know that there's no way that that's going to be an easy fight. I totally disagree. Do I agree that Canelo's the better boxer and he's going to cause Beterbiev a lot of problems? Yeah, of course. But Canelo ain't making easy work of Beterbiev, in my opinion. Now, everyone's got an opinion. Shawn Porter is a great fighter and he's entitled to his opinion, and he's got a great podcast. I love listening to Shawn Porter because Shawn Porter, he knows his boxing. Shawn Porter knows his boxing. Shawn Porter knows a lot about boxing. I love listening to his commentary. He's non-biased. He's a very good commentator, Shawn Porter. But I do disagree with him on this point that Canelo makes it easy work. I kind of agree with one of his friends that was actually saying, I don't know, man. I don't know. Do you think Canelo makes easy work of Beterbiev? I don't know. That's what his friend was saying, and I forgot his name. But yeah, I agree with his friend that I view that as a 50-50 fight. I view this as a fight where Canelo could lose this fight because it's a very, very tough fight. To say that he makes easy work of Beterbiev, I can't see it. Can you guys see it? Do you guys think he'll make easy work of I can't see him making easy work. I don't know how he'd make it easy work. You know, because when I look at the Golovkin fights, he didn't make easy work out of that. I actually thought he lost the first fight. Thought he won the second fight. But even the second fight wasn't easy, was it? And this guy, remember, Beterbiev's had what? 300, 400 amateur fights, only lost 5 and won 395? Like, this is a very, very good boxer. You know, so we might, because of the power that Beterbiev possesses, we might actually be overlooking his boxing ability. We might actually be overlooking how good Beterbiev is as a boxer. No joke. People I look at Beterbiev and I say he's robotic and he's this, that, and the other. But some of the guys in the comment section rightfully point out is that Beterbiev's had 400 amateur fights and he's lost 5. So he can't be that bad a boxer, because as an amateur, you'd get found out if you can't box. There's no way you're going to be able to win that many amateur fights. This guy's fought at a very high level as an amateur. So are we overlooking Beterbiev's boxing ability? Possibly. Guys, possibly. We possibly are. We're overlooking how good Beterbiev is. I'm underestimating how good Beterbiev... Possibly. That's why I want to find out. But to say that Canelo makes easy work of Beterbiev? Nah. I just can't see it. I can't see how that fight becomes easy. It's not an easy fight at all. Beterbiev's very strong, very good boxer. He cuts off the ring very well. He punches very hard. Yeah, unless Canelo nails him early with a shot and knocks him out, I just don't see how that fight would be easy. I can't see it. I can't see it. And as you guys know, I'm probably one of the biggest Canelo fans, but that's not an easy fight. There's no way Canelo and Beterbiev is going to be an easy fight. I just can't see it. I would be shocked if Canelo makes that easy work out of Beterbiev. I would be shocked. And vice versa, I'd be shocked if Beterbiev makes easy work out of Canelo, because Canelo's a beast. You know, and Beterbiev's a beast. So when you get two beasts inside the ring, it's not going to be easy, because you've got two beasts going at it. You know, that is a very tough fight for both guys. For both guys. Hence why I said to you guys, I don't want Canelo to fight Beterbiev, then having to fight Bivol. And, you know, because those type of fights are going to take a lot out of you. You know, they're not easy fights. Canelo Beterbiev's not an easy fight for Canelo. Very hard fight, very physically demanding fight as well. See, those are those you know, the Golovkin fights that Canelo had. See, those are the type of fights that take off years of your career, because they're physically demanding. They're not just the power of Golovkin; it's a physically demanding fight. And same with the Beterbiev fight. Those are a very physically demanding type of fights. They're the type of fights that, you know, wear you down, slow you down. You know, Derek Chisora made a good point that, you know what, a lot of the damage is done in the gym. Not so much in the fight. But it depends on it. Like, when you look at someone like Derek Chisora, his fights are brutal. You see, Canelo's not had a lot of brutal fights of late. Like, a lot of his fights have been against boxers that are not big punchers. They've not been physically that demanding. But you look at the Golovkin fights. If you're having fights like that all the time, the Golovkin 2 Canelo fights that Canelo had with Golovkin. If Canelo has fights with like that every single fight, then his career would be shortened for sure. Because there's no way any fighter can go in a ring, fight like that all the time, and expect to be at their peak for as long as Canelo has been and be at the top. See, Canelo, that's why Canelo has become a very good defensive fighter, because he knows to stay in this game, the longer to stay in this game, the less you have to get hit. The more you get hit, right, the less you can stay in this game, the less you can stay at the top. You see, fighters like Golovkin, irrespective of how good Canelo's defense is, Golovkin would find a way to penetrate his defense, and he will find Canelo, because he's a pressure fighter. The same with Beterbiev. They're both very physically strong guys, and they're pressure fighters. They cut off the ring very well. So the problem is with Canelo, if you're fighting Canelo at distance, it gives Canelo an opportunity to use his slick moves and, you know, slick defense. But if you walk Canelo down, which Golovkin did in the first fight, and the way Beterbiev would fight him, you're now not giving Canelo space. Now you're now pushing Canelo back on the ropes, right? And then it's easier for them to land the shots. Do you understand? Don't get me wrong, Canelo will still make a miss on the ropes, but they'll land more. You know, they'll land body shots. If they pin Canelo into a corner, they'll land more body shots. It's not just about landing shots on the arms. You see, they're landing shots. They might not have to land so many shots on the face, but they'll be landing body shots, arm shots. All those shots with guys like Beterbiev and Golovkin slow you down. Not so much like, I'm not talking about your career, but slow you down in the fight. Then you become more static. And that's what guys like Beterbiev and Golovkin do. They're not going to give Canelo space. They're going to walk him down. Especially if Canelo couldn't hurt Golovkin like that. He couldn't buzz or put him down. You know, because Golovkin's got a granite chin. Can he do it with Beterbiev? Possibly, because Beterbiev hasn't got the chin of Golovkin. But again, if he can't hurt Beterbiev, then he's going to have the same kind of issue with Beterbiev that he had with Golovkin. Because all Beterbiev is going to do is keep walking him down, keep hunting him down. You know, Beterbiev is a monster. To say that no one beats Beterbiev easy, I just can't see it. Might be wrong. Maybe Canelo makes it easy work. I can't see it, though. I can't see anyone making easy work of Artur Beterbiev. He's too strong. He's too good a boxer. He cuts off the ring too well. The only way Beterbiev is going to be slowed down is if you can hurt him, which Canelo might be able to do, but there's a question mark. There's a big question mark because Beterbiev's strong, man. He's so strong. So physically strong. That's a great fight, man. It's a great fight. Guys, it's a great fight. Honestly, it's a flipping great fight. It's one of those fights where I'll be at the edge of my seat, butterflies in my stomach. You know, it's a great fight. It's a great fight, guys. I hope they get that fight made. I hope they get that fight made soon. I really want to see Artur Beterbiev v Canelo Alvarez. I think Max Kellerman's right when he says that's the biggest fight in boxing. I won't say it's the biggest fight. I'd say it's the best matchup in boxing. I do. I think it's such an intriguing fight because Max Kellerman said that Canelo likes people coming to him. Right? Artur Beterbiev goes straight to you. So Canelo's not going to have to chase Artur Beterbiev. Canelo likes people that attack him so he can use his great counter-punching ability. But obviously, this is a different level of a guy that walks to you. This is a guy that's very, very dangerous when he walks to you. This is a guy that's, you know, he's coming to break you in half. You know, so this is going to tell us a lot about Canelo. Can he handle that size, that pressure, that physical size and strength from Beterbiev? Or is Canelo's boxing ability, his defense, his punching power, his speed, is it going to be too much for Beterbiev? I think that's what makes that fight such an intriguing matchup. But to say that Canelo would make easy work of Beterbiev, nah, I can't see that. I just can't see it. But leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.